Hello, everyone. Welcome to Glow and Thrive Live, the health, beauty, and wellness show. I hope everybody had a festive and fun Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to thank every one of you, all of our viewers. Welcome to tonight's live show. And you know what? We're here to celebrate resilience, right, Belle?
Yeah.
And raise financial empowerment and like sprinkle a little bit of some of the holiday inspiration to make sure that we wrap up the year with a high note. So Glow and Thrive Live is your space to feel empowered, feel uplifted, and motivated. So whether you're looking for tips on how to thrive financially or stories about resilience, we've got something for everyone. So I just want everybody to enjoy, and let's make this tonight's episode unforgettable. You took a check, come on. Val, how are you? Thank you so much for being here today. I'm really excited to, have this or share this episode as my co-host for tonight's show.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be part of this acclaimed team who would further empower everyone, especially because it's the holiday season and we're going to be spending a little bit more than usual. So it's a perfect timing.
Yes, yes, and I'm just so excited because we're going to talk about, hacks, luxurious hacks for and tips for the holidays, and we're also going to talk about resilience and empowerment, and most especially about, how to make our pockets healthy during the holiday season because we're just basically we're spending a lot during the holiday, but I just wanted to first and foremost introduce myself. My name is Antonette Carabuena. I am your host for tonight's show, and I'm also the owner of Curantis Private Nursing Services. And Curantis is a luxury concierge nursing service offering top tier private nursing care to clients in their preferred location. And also, I want to make sure that I am remained truthful to my culture and my roots as a Filipino American. So I am also the proud owner of Entrepinay. Entrepinay is an online pop-up store for Filipino novelty gifts, items, t-shirts, and also Filipino themed coffees. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. And Belle, what about you? I just want you to introduce yourself to everybody else.
Sure. My name is Christabel Dinkong. I am a registered nurse as well. I am right now a travel nurse. I'm signed in upstate New York, and hopefully I'll go to other states soon. And also, I've been an aesthetic nurse injector for about 10 years. That is my forte, and I love doing it. I believe in health and well being as a whole, a mind, body, and soul. And currently, I'm also busy helping new nurse practitioners set up their aesthetic clinics as well as enhancing their skills in injections. So I am a consultant as there as well. So you can definitely reach out to me if you have those need in your clinic. And most of all, at the end of the day, I'm still a nurse, so I am very, very engaged in promoting health and well-being. And that's it. I'm glad to be part of this show as well.
Thank you so much, Val. And also, I just wanted to let everybody know about Glow and Thrive Live, right? So we're definitely promoting health, beauty, and wellness, and also entrepreneurship on the show. So, as the heart of Glow and Thrive Live, and I really enjoyed hosting this, engaging with professionals. And it really is more than just a conversation. I'm just so excited also for our guests for tonight's show. It is more of like a movement. Do you agree, Belle?
I do agree. Yeah, it has been a lot of paradigm shifts lately, a lot of changes, and to stay current as well as keep up with new trends, and of course prioritize our health, not just like health physically but financially as well, then we have to learn from experts such as our guest tonight.
Yes, and also, like our purpose is really to empower like everybody else, everybody that's tuning in, all of our audience in the show by really promoting health, beauty, and wellness. And we really believe that that true thriving begins with a holistic approach. Right? It's a holistic approach to life, and it's all about taking care of ourselves from both inside and out, and also embracing our own unique beauty and prioritizing our well being both personally and financially, and also discovering that confidence, like you, Bal, and everybody else, to take that bold steps towards our goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, as what I've said, Grow and Thrive Live, we bring in experts, health professionals, clinicians, entrepreneurs, and visionaries, may it be in the cosmetic industry or any type of like skincare secrets that they can offer, or anybody who can give us tips about mental health, about financial well being, and also like real stories from real people to share their resilience. Our goal is to really inspire people to glow and thrive in their own way. And also, we're just here to really uplift, motivate, and empower everybody else and each other. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that everybody's enjoying this show and enjoying our content. We already have a lot of feedback from everybody else that they're learning a lot from this show. And I also wanted to encourage all of our audience to please write in where you're coming from or any comments. If you're enjoying this show, give us a thumbs up, and we can certainly entertain if you have any other questions later on, because this is going to be an amazing, full packed show of conversation, talking about resilience and talking about financial well being. So,
Sorry to interrupt. Let's give a shout out to our Filipino in production team as well, right? To Ruben, our coach, Emerson, our implementer, and Alvin. They've been so great. They make this show possible and viable and thriving as well. So without them, we can't really have this show thrive. So thanks to them, they've been very supportive to us and making this platform a great learning experience for everyone. Kudos to the team.
yes. And also, just to piggyback on that, I wanted to introduce Coach Ruben Austria. He is amazing. He's an amazing person, an amazing entrepreneur. And he is also the backbone of Filipinos in Production. So, hello, Coach Ru. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you guys today?
We're
We're
great.
good.
We're great. We wanted to end, the last few days of December, right? So we want to make sure that we're here, we're happy, and we're giving our audience an amazing content for tonight's show.
Well, you're already starting it off because you two glow and thrive live every time. So, and together you're like a dual force. So,
Oh,
really,
thank you,
Yeah.
really,
Ruben.
I really appreciate it. I just wanted to come and introduce, what Filipinos in Productions is. It's really an amazing opportunity. This is how I met Antonette and eventually how I met Belle. But really, it's an opportunity for everyone to succeed in what I think is the future of what it means to be in business, quite frankly. I tell people all the time is that in the future of what I think business is going to be, everyone is going to need to be an influencer. So at Filipinos in Productions, we give everyone the ability to be a personality or a producer, and really just share the content expertise that they've grown and acquired over training and experience after years, and really just networking with other professionals, collaborating and creating content just like Glow and Thrive Live. So I'm really excited and thankful for both of you to here today, and really excited, to help produce the show today. So thank you so much for for being here and putting on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Coach Ru.
you.
Same here. Same here. We are honored, and we feel so happy to, have you and to like help us produce Glow and Thrive Live and the rest of the shows as well, and Filipinos in Production. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you guys, and let's make it a great show.
Let's make it a great show. Val, are you ready?
I am ready because Ruben said it's going to be a great show.
Yes, yes, he is the mastermind of putting in great show with his talent and his skills and his coaching capability. He's an amazing entrepreneur and amazing person. So also, Belle, we also, as what I've said, we're going to talk about resilience and we're going to talk about financial well-being, and I'm just so excited. But before we introduce our guest for tonight's show, we
Mhm.
also have a quick presentation, and I just wanted to thank our crew at Curantis Private Nursing Services. They came up with a December digital magazine, a luxury digital magazine. This is authored by our team at Curantis Private Nursing Services. And this one, we're just gonna, because December is a season of giving, right? So we want to make sure
Mhm.
we're gonna start this episode by giving everybody, our audience, tips for creating elegant Christmas decor, because we want
Mhm.
our homes and we want our guests for the holidays to feel very special and luxurious without breaking the bank.
Mhm.
So we just wanted to start off with that. This is basically a hack, some tips for decors with luxurious do-it-yourself hacks. So, as what you've said on the slide, these are just the key elements of luxury. So you got to make sure that you have the right color palette. You have those metallic deep reds, emerald green, and white, and also just some texture of like velvet, satin, fox, fur, and some glass. And of course, lighting is very essential. And also utilize what you already have in your home, such as your mirrors, your wine glasses, your bowls, your trays, and utilize some old Christmas ornaments, ribbons, and fabric scraps. So that's the first hack right there. And I also wanted to remind everybody, if for all our audience, if you wish or if you want, you would like to get a copy of our digital magazine that is produced by our team at Curantis Private Nursing Services, please feel free to like us, share this video later on in all your social media account, follow Filipinos in Production and Curantis Private Nursing Services, and show your support to all our guests for today's show. And this is also amazing, Val. I've tried this in my house. It's just so
Mhm.
easy. The glamorous candle holders. So you just
Beautiful.
yeah, so you just basically need to use like a repurposed wine glass for this one, and then just put in all of your Christmas ornaments.
Mhm.
Try this at your own risk, though. I would advise everybody to at least utilize probably a battery operated candle. And also this one, I love this one. I usually use the hangers from those dry cleaners because they're just so easy to cut. So you can just use a hanger and then decorate your wreaths in there, and then just add. The hack for this one is you just need to like add or use like a fox pearls or any type of beads for for a high end touch. So I love this one as well. And then so as this one, lighting is magic, as you know, like all the kids and everybody else would want to
Mhm.
go to certain areas where there's beautiful lightings, or certain communities with magical lights, right? So you can create this at home without breaking the bank by using string fairy lights, and you wrap it around mirrors or inside the glass jars. And you can also use candles or battery operated candles. You can group them all together. And the hack for this one is to spray some perfume on some decorative fabric pieces for a luxurious, experience.
Mhm.
And of course, the last one is, you have to utilize, just shop what's in your closet. You can utilize some scarves or fabric as table runners, or you can utilize the scarves as a tree skirts. And also you can always use like spray paint to spray paint your ornaments and your vases for a fresh look. And if you want to like just aim for that minimalistic chic, kind of like design, you can always just use less pieces. And yeah, I hope all of these hacks can help everybody else transform their homes for a more festive and luxurious feel. So thank you so much for our team at Curantis Private Nursing Services. And now we have our guest, our first guest for today's show. I am so honored that he finally, everybody said yes to me. That's for sure. I don't know what I did, but so far I've never gotten a no every time I invite them. So let's go. Our future guest. So our first guest for today's show is Mr. Dakota Grady. Dakota is the money coach, and he is also the owner of Upstate Solutions. And I'm just so honored for him to say yes and be part of tonight's show. He will give us all the different tips on how to save money and how to make sure that you always think about your financial well-being. So the money coach, hey, how are you? Straight from
Antonette, how you doing?
I am good. So please, Mr. Money Coach, the one and only Dakota Grady, please introduce yourself to everybody else that's watching the show.
Well, first, thank you for allowing me to be on your show. Thank you for this opportunity. So yeah, I'm Dakota Grady. I am the money coach, also the accounting and tax doctor. So basically on the personal finance side, I help people to maximize their money so they won't be broke. You see that book right there, right? All right. Get that. Then on the accounting and tax side, I help entrepreneurs, specifically MPs, practitioners, and estheticians with their business finances, help them to be organized, help remove the worry and stress of bookkeeping and taxes, and also help them have more time to focus on their clients, because some people may be married, they may be moms, have a side hustle, and they still may have their full-time job. So I give them more time to focus on their business.
Awesome. Thank you so much, the money coach. Yeah, I've read your book and I said, if it's available on Amazon, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I should grab one tomorrow. I'll read it on the plane.
So yeah, I read his book, and it has a lot of strategies and tips on how to really make sure that you're investing in the right strategies, because that's what I've said, Belle. Health is very important. That's the main priority, because if you're not healthy, then it's useless. You cannot enjoy the simple things in life. But at the same time, you also want to make sure that you are financially healthy, right? Because how can you enjoy on top of being physically healthy if you're broke? Just like the book behind Dakota.
And I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree with Dakota on that. A lot of healthcare practitioners are not financially literate. And I've encountered a lot of nurses who have been working for like 50 something years, and they haven't even set their retirement properly, or they're still like trying to get more shifts to earn more. So I think it's a very good thing that we can count on you and we can reach out to you if we need help. Even travel nurses, we are get paid like hefty amount, but they keep on signing contracts because they can't catch up with their finances. So I believe having a financial goal and really, sticking to a budget and being literate financially and seeking out an expert like you would really, really make you, be prepared for your future and of course not get broke.
Yes. Thank you so much. And we have a lot of questions later on for the money coach. And the second guest for tonight's show, I am so happy that she's here. I know Lisa. She is a nurse friend of mine. I met her and I am just so honored. I'm so proud of her because she is a successful entrepreneur, but at the same time, she is a brave soul. She is a breast cancer survivor. And that's why I've been telling you guys, I've been talking about resilience, because she's one of the most bravest person I've ever known. And I'm just so happy that she's here so she can tell her story, and most importantly, educate us about the signs and symptoms of breast cancer. So please, everyone, allow me to introduce to you all my friend, Lisa Lyles. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for being.
Hello, Antonette.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show. You look gorgeous.
Hi,
You
Bill.
do.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for extending the offer and inviting me. So I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you, Lisa. And yeah, please introduce yourself, introduce about what you do, about your certain projects, your goals. Let us know about what's keeping you busy these days.
All right. So my name is Lisa Lyles. As Antoinette said, I'm a registered nurse. That's exactly how we met. We met at a event last year. And my business is Bella 256 Boutique. I started the business in 2018, and it started out as just a custom wig and extension boutique. Since my breast cancer diagnosis in January of this year, God has laid it on my heart to just revamp my business. So now my strategy is to focus more on patients that suffer from hair loss, but also my niche is going to be my focus is breast cancer patients. So ensuring that they have a unique and custom fitted wig that helps them to boost their confidence. When you lose all your hair, that's a horrible feeling, right? And you seek to have some type of normalcy. So having a custom wig that's designed just for you, it definitely does help. That's exactly what I did throughout my journey with chemotherapy, is that I wore the wigs that I had created from years ago. And so that helped me to maintain my confidence and some normalcy in my life. So I want to extend that same thing to other breast cancer patients as well. Also with that, I'm going to revamp. I'm in the process of revamping my business to focus on breast cancer patients and to offer mastectomy products. I just completed a course to become a mastectomy fitter. I'm studying to become a certified fitter, which means I can measure women who've had breasts removed and provide them with the prosthesis so that they can, have that sense of normalcy as well. So that's my journey. And I'm also a breast health educator now, where I get to educate the community about the 12 symptoms of breast cancer. So the picture that you're seeing here, I'm a breast health educator through the Know Your Lemons Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization. And this picture shows us the 12 symptoms or the 12 signs of breast cancer. A lot of times women don't know what to look for. We may notice that something is different, but we don't know that we need to seek help. So these are the 12 signs of breast cancer. The first one is a thick area, and when they say thick area, it tends to look like a orange, like just a thick skin, maybe hard a little bit as well. And then you may notice a dimpling to your breast, nipple crust, redness or hotness. Sometimes that can be what they call mastitis, which is inflammation of the breast, usually after women have been breastfeeding. But if you're not breastfeeding, of course, you need to seek care. But if that symptom comes up, seek care anyway, even if you are. Fluid. Some women may notice that they're leaking fluid and they're not even breastfeeding. Skin sores. That's not normal. A new bump that was never there before. That's definitely not normal. And then as a growing vein, you may notice that you can see a very pronounced vein, like one you may see on your arm. That's very detailed. Sunken nipple. That's also called an inverted nipple, where it just turns inside of itself. If you notice that there's a new shape or a new size, please inform your doctor. The orange peel skin, it definitely looks like an orange peel, as it says. If you can, grab an orange and you look at it, you can tell how it has those little fine little areas on it. Your breast can look like that, which could be a sign of breast cancer. And then a hard lump, which a lot of times women may feel a lump and they may not feel a lump. So this is easier for women to understand and identify what the signs are. It's definitely easier for us to be able to share that information over social media and things like that. And even young girls can relate and understand that. But there's also an app. It's called Know Your Lemons. It's available on the App Store as well as Google Play. It sends out monthly reminders to remind you of when it's time for you to do your self-exam. So the goal is early detection. The sooner that you find or notice an issue, and you go to the doctor and you start having your test, the longer your chances are for you to live. It increases your chances to live, right? And everybody wants that fighting chance to live. So if you can, I'm sure everybody has a phone, just download the app. It's free. It doesn't charge. It doesn't track any of your information. It provides you with the symptoms, and it actually walks you through how to do a self-exam on yourself. So that's what I've been busy with since my treatment.
Lisa, I'm so glad to hear about you venturing into the prosthetics. It's just because it's close to my heart. I just had a coworker that passed away, and I remember her when we were still working a lot together. She would always, because I'm into aesthetics, she would always ask me that she'd like to do a reconstructive breast surgery, but then it took a little bit of time because the plastic surgeons wanted her to lose weight, and it really like bothered her. She's a great mom, a great nurse as well, and a very, very good wife to her husband. And unfortunately, her cancer came back in a different part of her body, and 3 months ago she passed away. So I know that really it could have made a difference in her confidence having the prosthetics. So I'm glad you're venturing into it. You'll make a very, very, very big change and a very positive impact into women's lives once that's really, on the roll. So thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
Thank you. And I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
Yeah.
Thank
And I also
you.
just wanted to add that, breast cancer, predominantly it happens to women, but let's not exclude men as well. Because
Absolutely.
men can also develop signs and symptoms of breast cancer. So let's really make sure to utilize what Lisa is teaching us right now. That is like very, very simple, but at the same time, you can remember that. Just remember your lemons, right? So
Absolutely.
for like sharing that, you're a gift for here and educating not just our audience, but also each and everybody of us. And so as our producer. So like Emerson, what men can get breast cancer too? Yes, Emerson. Thank you so much for asking that. Yes, they can, and thank you for being here to make sure that you're also educated, so you can pass it along to anybody that you know. And also, Lisa, I wanted to ask, what's your process in terms of do you accept like hair donations for the wigs or anything like that, or do you have any type of a organization that do that? I mean, because I know it's a season of giving, and if there's anything that we can do to help you, what you do, and also for any type of like organization to help our breast cancer survivors and everybody else who has breast cancer, we can certainly start spreading the word, and we can utilize this platform to do that.
Awesome. Thank you. So right now I do not accept hair donations, but I do know of some organizations that do, and I can send those to you. So that would be great. The biggest thing I would ask is that the picture that you all showed, if you would just share that and make sure that you encourage women to do their self-breast exams, and if you notice something, say something. I read an article yesterday. This lady was 37 years old. And of course, mammograms, you don't start getting them until you're 40, right? Unless you have a family history, and then they'll do it. But this lady was 37 years old. She went to the doctor and told them, I have a lump. They told her, well, you're not old enough. You can't have breast cancer. And it was pretty much brushed off. Now, as a nurse, and I'm sure with you, you two nurses, that burns me up because I'm an advocate first. And so for them to dismiss the fact that she was telling them she had an issue, it really upset me. So the lady goes back a couple months later, and now the lump is protruding to the fact where she can actually see it through her clothing. Once she finally did go back and she was like, well, no, I'll just pay for it myself. It comes to find out she was at a stage 3 for breast cancer. So, it's very important that we advocate for ourselves, and we as nurses advocate for our patients, our family, our community. So definitely we have to continue to advocate and educate.
Thank you. Thank you,
agree.
Lisa. All right, Belle, I think we have some comments from our audience, and I think you have a question for our audience as well. Oh, one more thing too, before we proceed to that one. There's just a question over here, Lisa, if if men should just like also watch out for signs and symptoms, same as the one that you've shown on like the signs of what you've shown on like the lemons, the 12 signs of signs and symptoms of breast cancer. So they can still utilize that as well, right?
Absolutely. It's universal for men and women. The same thing. If you see something, you say something, and advocate for yourself. I will let you know that it's a known fact that Beyonce's father actually was diagnosed with breast cancer a couple of years ago. So men can get breast cancer.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I agree. Men and women can definitely get breast cancer. And speaking of that, speaking about prosthesis and like great hair wigs for women, I'm just curious from our audience, what is in your Christmas list? Let's make this a little bit lighter now because it's the Christmas season and let's be happier. I know it's very important, and we are advocating for women who are struggling, and we are here for them. But still, it's a Christmas season, so we want to make everyone happy, including our survivors of breast cancer. So come on, guys, drop your list for Christmas. If you want a new prosthesis, we can contact Lisa, or a new hair wig as well. Or if you are broke or getting broke this Christmas, you better call Dakota, or else you're gonna be left with zero in your checking or savings account. So let's do it. Get us some list.
Awesome. And I also just wanted to show, if our producer has time, to show all the people that are supporting all of us, Lisa and Dakota, Belle, you have fans. So hello, Antonette. Oh, hello, Grace. You said nice to meet you. We have Grace is watching. Hello, Christabel. Ruben Austria said, let's make it memorable. Love it. And then very inspiring woman is from Harlan. And then somebody says here, the discussion is so amazing. Christabel and Antonette, Lisa, Dakota, great tips. I have to share this with my wife. That's awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for that. And also, wow, awesome. Everybody, beautiful tips. The money coach, great to meet you. Excellent. And then we have here, as time is money. Love it, Dakota Grady. Grace also says, thank you so much. I learned a lot from all of your tips. Thank you, Grace. And also Nick Curry. She put in 3 hearts in here. Thank you, Nick, for the support. And also, there's a comment here that's a remarkable idea to help patients cope with changes due to the cancer treatment. That's awesome. Victoria Pike is watching. Malu is watching. Janelle is watching. Hello, Janelle. She's supporting Lisa. And Wanda Lyles is watching. It says, great presentation, Lisa Lyles. And Janelle is also saying hello to everyone.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
please.
watching.
Can I ask Dakota a question? I want to seek his expertise while we have here in our platform.
Yeah, so now let's proceed to question and answer portion.
Great. Let's grill Mr.
All right, Val, go ahead. Your Q&A for Mr. Dakota Grady.
This is in behalf of all nurses who are always working extra shifts and extra contracts. So, Mr. Money Coach, how can they be better? At least give us some tips on how to handle our finances better, just basic ones, because a lot of us think we are handling it well, but honestly, when you see our bank, we are not handling it well. So we better get some tips for you, even just the very basic that you can teach us, please.
I think the first thing they can do is to do what I call a money plan or a budget. It's simply telling them what to do. Whenever you get paid, you want to tell them what to do. You first want to give, save, and then pay your bills, right? In that order. Because, well, for me, I'm a follower of Christ, so I want to give. Got to be a giver. Save something for yourself, then pay your bills, all right? And when you do that, you'll feel more empowered because you know where your money's going every single month. If you don't, then you'll be wondering where your money went, and half the month is gone. And you still got more money, more month to go, right? So getting a handle of your finances starts with getting a money plan. That's why I believe people are struggling because they don't know where the money's going.
Right.
Awesome.
Thank you for that. I totally agree. Thank you for sharing.
And also, the money coach, since you're already here, there's just, I think, a pressing question about here in terms of, especially it's the holiday season, right? I think most of us already shopped on Black Friday. And we've been spending because there's multiple sales everywhere, 50% off, 60% off, the whole 9 yards. So, there's just a pressing question here in terms of like, how can you balance in terms of saving and holiday spending? Any tips that you can give us?
I would say set your plan. If you want to do giving, again, make sure it's a line item in your budget. All right, put it on your budget to give. When you do that, you also want to have a list of people who you want to give for, because some people may do like a Secret Santa at work or either with family. Put them on your list. If you know you're going to do that at your job or at home for, say, a gathering, put that on your list. Because if you don't, you'll buy for all your friends, their kids, and their kids. So you'll be spending all your money.
You'll be drained.
Yes. We just have a lot of questions. So please, if you have a question for the money coach, Mr. Dakota Grady, please put in your questions and we can certainly read it for you. And since what we're talking about money, Dakota, I've read your book. So if you could just like summarize, what are like the investment strategies that anybody can utilize? I know in your book you put in, like investing in mutual funds or high yield savings account, those simple things to start with. They don't necessarily need to go and invest in stocks or anything like that, right? They can certainly just do, as what you've said in the book, mutual funds and all those different types of savings. If you could just share that to our audience, especially during the holiday season, and also just to make sure that they are ready for the New Year's.
Great question. Thank you for that. All right. So I recommend basically doing mutual funds. It's basically like a bucket of stocks, right? Stocks is ownership. So it's like a Walmart or a Home Depot, right? People, they give that money technically to these companies, and the company use that money to do operations. They create goods and services for people, right? So in exchange for that, you get maybe a dividend. A dividend is earnings for the company. So if you're going to invest, make sure you get a mutual fund because it's diversified. You have about 100 stocks, companies in a particular fund, right? A growth stock mutual fund, for example. You have growth stock mutual funds. You can invest in this, right? And your portfolio can be diversified. So it's not putting all your money in one particular basket. So you say you want to diversify, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. A mutual fund helps you with diversification. So I recommend doing a growth stock mutual fund, growth and income, all right, aggressive growth, and world or international. So 1/4 in each of those particular funds. Again, you want to diversify your portfolio. But before that, though, people say, all right, I want to ride a bike, but they need first training wheels, right? You can't just jump on a bike and learn how to ride. Training wheels first. So I recommend before you invest, first, get you a plan, do your budget. If you don't hear anything else I say tonight, do the budget. All right, do the budget first. Secondly, get some savings, minimum $500 to $1,500 in a savings account. Maybe we do money market, regular, high yield, whatever. Save some money. All right, then pay off. Hold on, I'm selling. Pay off your debt. I say it again. Pay off your debt. Why? Because if you had no debt, how would you feel? Woo!
Woo!
So excited. You'll be wanting to go on a trip to Vegas for vacation or whatever else. But the whole point is get out of debt. I know I'm weird, but I want you to be weird too, because most people, I think about 80% of people have debt. Imagine being debt free. Who could you give to this holiday season? Well, business can do part, right? You don't need to go to the bank to get a loan, pay off your debt, fund your business, right? All right. Once you are out of debt, got savings and your budget, I want you to then invest. Because if you had no debt, you have savings, and you can manage your finances, what could you do for your family? That's right, your family. Your friends, that's right, and your community. So keep it simple, y'all. You can do it, but you gotta be focused, fierce, and on fire about your finances.
I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Love
Thank
it.
you very much. Yeah.
So I know you have a question to Lisa in a few. I have one last question, because since we're talking about money, we're gonna keep the momentum while waiting for some questions to pop up in our audience. Also, like the money coach, there's a question here in terms of, because most of us here are entrepreneurs, and if you could just share to everybody is what you always taught me in terms of what is the best story that a business owner can present to. It's more of like an evidence in terms of the financial health of their business and what is the best measure to do. You're providing that services, right?
Can you repeat that part again, please? I'm sorry.
So I'm sorry, I don't think you heard me perfectly fine. So what is the best measure, or the best thing that a company or a business owner can do in investing? Because by doing this, you provide this type of services, which is bookkeeping. I'm just going to say bookkeeping is very important, because you always tell me it actually portrays a story of the financial health of your business. So if you could just tell our audience how, especially our business owners, how important bookkeeping is in their business, because it provides
Yes, great question. So
provides a story of your business, and it kind of keep tabs of everything.
great question. Thank you. So yes, if you are owner of a business, it's like you driving a car. All right, you driving your car, and you have never been to a place. So you going to Atlanta, Georgia. You're from California, but you've never been to Atlanta, Georgia. How you gonna get there? If you have a business goal for you want to make 10K in your business, but you don't know how to get there because you ain't doing bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is so important. People overlook it. People do operations, sales, marketing, SEO. Oh, bookkeeping? I don't need that. No, you do need that, because without bookkeeping, you don't know if you're making money, if you're spending too much money in a certain area, if you need to make more sales, right? Number two, if I want to buy your business, if you're making a lot of money, how do I know that if you don't have bookkeeping? Because you can't value your business. And the third thing is, you can't file your taxes. Without bookkeeping, you may as well close your business. That's how important it is. So whether you are trying to do it on your own, I don't recommend doing it. But if you are trying to do it on your own, at least take some training or something. If you don't, hire a pro to do it for you. Because I know from experience, my clients are NPs, right? They went to school for nursing to help people become healthy, right? They didn't learn about accounting and taxes. Two, most of y'all probably are married, right? Or y'all are parents. You don't have time to learn a new skill. So hire a pro so you can focus on serving your clients.
That's amazing. And talking about bookkeeping, Lisa, you better be on top of your bookkeeping. I have a question for you though. How do you balance being
It's us over here.
Lisa, how do you balance being a nurse educator as well as a business owner and making sure you follow Dakota's tips on bookkeeping? Just a curious question, because you're doing a lot of things, and I'm just curious. It's hard to be a professional, a regulated professional on its own, and it's even harder to own your own business and advocating for breast cancer survivors. And now you're so innovative. You have this new project that you're about to launch and engage into. So how do you balance all that? It already gives me a headache listening to you do all these amazing things. But please inspire us that we can do it as well.
When I first started my business in 2018, I really didn't have a mentor. So what I did this time around was I have a mentor. So being a military spouse, I have resources available to me to assist me along the journey. One of the resources that I am utilizing is SBA, as well as it's a veteran business center. I can't remember the exact term, but I'm utilizing my resources. I'm actually in a class with the Mississippi State University right now, and it's a 6-week class, and they're actually teaching me how to write a business plan. So I'll learn how to develop a business plan to be complete over the 6 months, so that I can actually go into a bank and actually request funding. We're using the business model canvas. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but it's a great template, and it has 9 different areas, and it prompts you to think deep into your customer and what they need and what your services are that you're going to provide. So definitely how I'm balancing it this time is definitely by having coaches and mentors to help me along this process, so that I can be successful as possible.
And in addition
Wow.
to that, just piggybacking of what Lisa says, because I've also encountered this. I mean, I was just lucky because I found a mentor that still is with me, and he's just amazing. So yeah, business plan is essential. And sometimes if you're just starting a business, you think it's not really important, but it really is very important. You can always modify it. And that's also a very important document. And I'm sure Lisa, you agree on this one, because when you apply for business loans through the SBAs or any type of like small business loans, they will ask for your business plan and also your P&L, which is your profit and loss statement. So make sure you have your bookkeeping, all straightened up, because they need to ask for your financial statement and your P&L, and those are essential for your loans to get approved. Did I miss anything else, Lisa?
No, you're good.
All right, and I know, Belle, you have another question for Lisa as well.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, I know you are a very successful entrepreneur and then also really great at what you do. I just have one thing that I'd like to ask for everyone who is in the business or about to launch a business. What are the personal challenges that you have faced, and how did you conquer these challenges? So we can, share this to our audience, and they don't have to go through it, but they learn from you and they can be like better at it when they are faced with these kinds of experiences.
I would say the biggest challenge starting was funding. How am I going to fund my business?
Mm-hmm.
When I first launched my business in 2018, it was when my husband was deployed. So I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, okay, I really need funding. So then I started doing research on my own, and my credit was, it was good. So I was able to apply for business credit. So the biggest thing is building your business credit. That's just as important as building your personal credit when you're a business owner. So I would say the first financial assistance that I was able to get was through PayPal. So through PayPal credit. And with PayPal credit, I was able to purchase my supplies through my vendors, because everyone pretty much takes PayPal, right? So I've been with PayPal since about 2017. So funding was like the biggest issue.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Lisa. And Money Coach, can you add anything about that, since you are the expert about money? Maybe can also learn from you. And how do we conquer? Funding. Funding is very important. Where do you get the money to start with, or where do you find resources to maintain your cash flow? How do you manage so that you'll not go broke as a business owner at the beginning of the first 3 to 5 years, where everything is challenging and everything seems to be impossible? So if you can please share your thoughts on it, thank you.
Yes. All right. So, as you probably heard from me, I'm a no debt guy. So, for those who want to borrow money, think about your for a moment. So, you get a loan. The year is January 2020. You got me? You got me? All right.
Mm-hmm.
I get a loan from the bank. I'm gonna have a restaurant. Open my business. For all of us who don't know, COVID-19 hits. Boom. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. The bank wants their money. They're not gonna give you any kind of grace. They want to get their money. All right. I have no savings. I'm single. I don't have a job. My whole livelihood is in this business. So they want the money. How am I gonna pay that money back? Right. So my whole point is, I want you to use this kind of fund right here. I call it YM. Your money, your money, your money. That's right, y'all. Use your money to fund your business. Number one. Number two, get OPM, other people's money, but get paying clients to fund your business. Get people to pay you their money to fund your business. And number three, if you're already in business and you get invoices, you've done the work for the client, but they haven't paid you, collect that money. The fourth way to raise your prices in your business to get more money. So those are 4 ways I gave you to fund your business without going into debt.
Thank you very much. I thought you used old money. Use old money. What if you
Old
don't have
man's
old money at all? I wish.
Rich old man's money, I think.
I
that's what
know.
Just kidding.
But thank you for the tips, Lisa. Thank you for sharing, as well as Dakota. We are learning so much from you guys, and I'm so glad to be part of the show tonight. I'm learning myself as well, so we really, really are, getting a lot out of these tips. Thank you.
And one last question, because I know we're probably it's almost time, and I just want to make sure that each of you also was able to tell us about your your takeaways for the show. But for the money coach, our producer has 9 minutes left. All right, sir. All right. So for the money coach, because it's going to be January and everybody's going to file their taxes, the most important question is, what are the tax saving tips or advice or strategies that you can tell all of our audience and our guests for today? I know you've been telling me this and I've been following it, but you don't have to necessarily give them everything, because sometimes you're going to lose business, right? If you give everything for free, but just like some quick tips in terms of general tips for tax strategies for the new year when they file their taxes.
All right. So this is for our entrepreneurs. Actually, the tax system is set up for entrepreneurs, for businesses. So if you don't have a business, the first tip for you is to start a business. That's simple. All right. And first, you want to get hire a pro to do it for you. Or if you do it yourself, first set up an LLC with the Secretary of State. Will make sure your name is available in that state. If not, find one that's available and set up your LLC. All right. Limited liability company. That's what it means. All right. Then get your EIN or your federal employee identification number from the IRS. That's free. You have to pay a fee for the LLC though. So just FYI, do that. Now, if you're already established, make sure you do bookkeeping first and foremost. Secondly, if you buy any assets such as machinery, equipment that is $2,500 or more, make sure you tell your bookkeeper or your CPA that you purchased the asset, because you get depreciation. Depreciation basically is an expense that you can use through the year. So if you get a car, for example, you can get depreciation for up to 5 years. Now, if you spread it out, or you can get, depending on the cost of the vehicle, you can depreciate the entire vehicle. But the whole point is depreciate the asset that you borrow or that you buy in your business.
It is 2,500, right, Coach?
Yes, ma'am. Or more.
Or more. Yeah. Awesome. All right. And also, you also wanted to mention about what you said about EV reimbursement, right? The electronic vehicle reimbursement. I think you would. Do you wanna mention that the if they purchase any type of the Teslas, the EV vehicles, they can actually get, I think you mentioned that in one of the
EV, yes. So yes, so you can get credits for a personal and a business vehicle, and I think it's more for a business vehicle. I think up to $40,000 credit, I believe. So make sure you got to get with a dealer that actually has filed the reports with the government to get the credit. So make sure you just go to the dealer, tell them about the kind of vehicle you want to get, and make sure to register the vehicle with the IRS to make sure that you get the credit that you deserve. So yes, hopefully that's helpful. And if you want to need more information, go to irs.gov and you can Google it and put
That's your Bible.
credit for vehicles.
And also, thank you for that, Money Coach. I want to add also for all my fellow nurses, based on my experience and based on observation, especially to the young nurses, as soon as you become a regular staff, open your 401 or your Roth and make sure you max out because it's free money from your employer. And also, if you become a travel nurse, don't be too confident about the large amount of money they're paying you. Make sure every contract you have a financial goal, how much money you want to save, how much money you want to invest, and how much money you want to spend. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to work until you're 67. You can't even read your medication label because you're too old already and still don't have money. So please, 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 financial literacy and intelligence is very important. And we have to make sure that we are on top of it.
Can I say
Thank you,
one thing?
I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah.
May I say one thing?
Yes.
So, FYI, if you're a travel nurse, you're still an employee. You may be going through an agency, but you still get a W-2. So you can become, I think it's called a locum. Is that correct? Is that a locum? And they're independent. Is that correct? They're not in the W-2. Is that correct?
Like an corporation.
So, yeah, I mean, if you can somehow become independent opposed to becoming a travel nurse that's an employee, again, it's better to start a business, become an independent contractor, you get a 1099, and basically you can have deduct your business expenses. As a travel nurse, you're still an employee, FYI.
We do have a corporation. Like most travel nurses, we are independent contractors, so we have our own LLC because it's better that way. You can write off your taxes. So I agree with Dakota. You better do that so you can get more money, the take home money, instead of paying it all to Trudeau or to Trump.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. I know we have some time. I don't want to make sure we still is able to recap and ask our guests about the takeaways for this episode, but also upcoming events. I just wanted to pre-introduce our upcoming events for January. So we are so lucky that the owner of ARKE Performance will be joining us in January. My good friend Aaron and Aaron Kennedy will be our amazing hosts for that show. So they're going to talk about, performance coaching and share their knowledge about functional medicine and how to really become healthy and stay fit. So that is very fitting for the New Year's in January 2025. That's going to be the Wednesday after January 1st. And also they volunteered to give everybody in all our audience a breath work exercise. So I'm really, really very excited for that. Thank you so much, everybody. And also, lastly, we can start with Lisa. I just wanted to ask all of our guests and my co-host Belle about your key takeaways for tonight's episode. And Lisa, you can go first.
It sounds like I need to become a travel nurse because from Bell, it sounds like you guys make a lot of money. And I definitely need to become a 1099 per Dakota versus a regular employee. So thank you definitely for those tips. And definitely about the Dakota mentioned about the $2,500 that you can you need to inform your tax person that you're going to spend that much so that way it can be depreciated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
And for me, Lisa, I learned, about the lemons. And then I already knew that guys could have breast cancer. As one guy, he talked about it. His brother died from it. So yeah, thank you for the information, Lisa. And for y'all for having us on the show. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Antonette and Bill.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Lisa. I think what you're doing is very instrumental, and I'm glad that you're part of society and making a positive contribution to a lot of men and women who are surviving cancer and fighting against cancer. The prosthetics and the wigs are awesome. It'll make a big difference. And of course, to Dakota, thank you for educating us. Money, money, money. No money, no honey. So you better make sure you have money. So thank you for that. And I hope we all learned from this one. And to all fellow nurses, make sure that aside from promoting your health and well-being, make sure you also know to check your financial wellness, because that's very important. If you don't have money, then you'll be miserable as well, and then your health will decline. So make sure that everything's balanced. But of course, enjoy life. It's short. And of course, my sister Antonette for hosting this amazing show, and Emerson and Ruben who are so supportive. This has really, really improved a lot of our confidence as new entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs. And this is a great platform for everyone to learn not just about health, well-being, and beauty, but everything else that we need to stay current and thrive and glow, of course.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. And for me, for key takeaways, is just New Year's resolution is I want to be physically healthy and financially healthy. So those are my two. Physically healthy first, because health is wealth. And then I also want to make sure that I continue to make sure that financial well-being is also a top priority. Thank you so much, all. We really, really appreciate you joining us today. Let's thrive this holiday season and beyond. And happy holidays. See you next year.
Bye.
See you, everyone. Bye.